Hey, what's going on, everybody? Gummy04 here, and I guess this is the 50 sub special. So, despite this not being what I said I was going to do, I'm just taking way too long to get the actual 50 sub special, so I decided to move that to the 100 sub special. So yeah, this is 50 sub special. So a few things that are going on. As you guys have noticed, there is a new kind of a new thing that I'm doing. It is the Ender Plays VR series. Now that one isn't going to be like a story one. It's going to legit just be I have to look. It will be very interesting. Unfortunately, I have not uploaded any Rec Room ones. I recorded some footage from that game. So another thing that has happened is I now have a Twitch where I will be streaming. The Twitch is legit the same as my regular account. And this gameplay is just to keep your minds at attention, and you know, I am actually playing some new content, but I'm just not since I use mostly Share Factory, and I usually want to do Share Factory right now. So back to where I was. So yeah, I have been doing a few things. So I'm not dead. Very good confirmation. I am not dead. Unfortunately, the Dragon Ball Z Gerald story, yeah, not happening anymore. I did not like how that was going, so I decided to not do it in general. So yeah, it was never going to be a series. I didn't have a full game. Maybe when I have the full game, I'll back into the series. Other things that have been happening. In story, I had a Gumi who turned into a Sliggoo, who then turned into a Cougar. I will let Team explain that. And that is going to be the ongoing meme whenever things changes. So me and Team have been doing a lot of role-playing off-screen for our characters. So a whole bunch of events, so no, do not ask me how stuff works. Let's just say a few things happened. And yeah, we have a bunch of new characters. We have Napoleon, Goofball, Sora, Natalia, and Circuit. Now, I'm gonna let Team explain those because he was the one who technically raised them. And they are Goodra's children. What I mean by good children is Gumi's children, basically. So in the original series, which I have still not begun to animate yet, Gumi is the child of me, so I now technically have grandkids. So a few facts about this channel before it became like this. So I don't remember what my original name was going to be, but I do know that one of the potential names I was going to have was Adaption Panic. So basically, how this channel was, how that part was supposed to go, was that there was originally I was going to like change to multiple different dimensions and do whatever the heck I was supposed to do. And I was planning on creating a trailer or an intro sequence where I would be adapting to multiple different environments. So like random characters from random series would just walk on by. I would panic and I would adapt, hence the name Adaption Panic. And another thing. So IRL, one of my friends asked why my channel was not named Gumi04. And let me just say, that's exactly what I'm telling myself. offline shenanigans. Yeah, I have not recorded anything new for that, but I do have a few episodes that I have still not released. A few story episodes from like me and Team's Minecraft adventures. Yeah, that's still a thing. That's still a thing that I just have not uploaded yet because, well, one of the little side story things was supposed to be released on Christmas, and I was supposed to edit it into like to make it all one coherent story. But because for some reason my I'm going to be doing a D&D Poke Roll story thing. Now I'm going to create a trailer for this specifically, so I will not be adding the Discord call into the description. But what I will be adding to this description probably is the Pikmin one. Because I still want to do that series, and if I cannot get enough people on that server giving me colors to change the color of the ship, then, well, I can't do that story. So I'm basically just stuck in an endless loop of trying to, like, get people to join and not very many people are joining and creating colors in it.
Reinforcements on your six.
And there is going to be like so many things that it's an interactive series, so you guys can and should interact. I will allow you guys to post art of your own kind of Pikmin, and depending on and yeah. So I've made like a kind of like a little notice about it, so, but I will re-say it for the fact that I want to re-say it, and I want you guys to be able to understand what's going on. So in the first episode, basically the pilot, the robot AI says that they will put down a special notice, and they dig into the floor, and that's basically like, hey, a new thing is happening. In that scenario, there will be you guys can place whatever the heck kind of treasure you want and post it to the Discord server. And you can use your own characters if you want, I don't care. Unfortunately, Team cannot use Discord because something in the device he uses for common stuff does not work with Discord for some reason. I live out, he can use his Chromebook for that. His Chromebook is from his own school, so he cannot hold it for very long. I've already turned in my Chromebook, even though I did not use it for YouTube purposes. But, so yeah, Team's going to have to submit his Chromebook eventually, so do not expect like any cool RP. Yeah. Artemis has an SMP server. I'm not gonna say his name out loud because like his name is like a bunch of words smacked together in numbers. But yeah, Artemis has his own YouTube channel as well, and he's more adult than me. Mine's like PG. His is strict adult. He does swear a lot. Not a lot where like he's constantly swearing, but he does swear. Anyways, yeah. Back to where I was about my Pikmin series. So, in order to continue on that series, where the Pikmin returns to the F404, yeah, I'm gonna need you guys to like state colors in it and where you want the colors to be. Like, the cool thing is that like after certain episodes, I will add things to the Discord server because one person asked, "Hey, why are there so few like little things in here?" And I'm like, because I'm role playing as Red. So like I state, maybe if I get the others in here, maybe I will add more. So yeah, there's going to eventually be like there's gonna be like an art gallery where you can submit art and like that stuff. And I have named all the current region that I thought of. The flower bed, which I can still use by the way, is called the Flower Canyon, though it doesn't look anything like a canyon. And I have maybe somehow send them to me, or I can figure out how to make music stuff. But I am planning on making custom music for the caves and the major regions of PNF 404. So yeah, there's gonna be there's Spider Cavern, which yes, that is the thing. The scorpion person in the fashion meme. Yes, that is a major boss enemy that particularly will fight. Not right now because they were kind of teased in the first episode because they were the first, and they're the big bad boss is, you know he's gonna have a backstory eventually. He's gonna have a backstory thing in the form of a meme. So there will be a major backstory thing for the big bad boss. Let me just say, it might technically be spoilers, but he used to be a scientist, but then an experiment went horribly wrong, and now he is stuck in his current monster form. Big bad guy, the Plasm Wraith, or an evolved version of him, which I have not come up with a name for. If you guys want, come up with a name yourselves, because that would help me immensely. Comment it down below. Another thing about the whole little thing that's gonna happen. Engaging infantry. Another thing that's gonna happen is a lot of story. The name of the Scorpion Girl. Scorpy, whatever. Scorpios. I don't remember what I exactly named him, but something with Skeleton, Skelbro, Radiohead, but the guy with the radio head, and Backpack, because I can't think of anything else. So the name of the Backpack person is named Backpack. So there's nothing unique about him being a legit Backpack, he's just named Backpack. Story for some of them. I feel like I'm going off like a checklist. Scorpion Girl is going to have lesser enemies. But for now, no. There's no little enemy for Scorpion Girl. But there will be something. There are going to be many enemies for there's going to be many enemies for
Controls are handed to you, pilot.
So a thing Scorpion Girl is going to be a lesser. The mini Scorpion Girls are going to have weak poison, where their other ability, their webbing, is lesser than Scorpion Girls. And yes, there is webbing. Because I don't know why. I don't know why I chose to give her webbing when she's more like a Scorpion, but I chose to. I guess because of the eyes. Now, Hollow Knight. I will be creating a Hollow Knight series called Soul Knight. I have currently animated some parts of the first episode, but the first episode is going to be a long one. A few characters from that series. Barum. A version of Nost that is taking care of another Nost creation. And I do mean creation literally. The spawn of Nost. Now I know what you guys are thinking, ew, spawn? Does that mean like we're gonna have to see? be a scene where like Nosk is doing the deed, but no, don't worry, it's going to be afterwards. And the Spawn is pretty old by now. Like they're in their teens by this point, so they're like really sassy and kind of like being annoying in general. So they're teen right now. And the other character, I cannot remember the name because I did not write any of this down. I just kind of was like, okay, this is how this works. So how this works is that how so how that works. So the main character is Soul Knight, an OC who's basically a knight whose soul capabilities are stronger than that of a player. And by the way, this is more of a meta kind of character. So the player is indeed a character who is called the streamer, or player by the characters. Another main character, which is more of a side character. I'm going to lower the volume of everything. Not so much to where you guys can't hear it, but I'm going to lower the volume of many things. I don't even know if you guys could hear me most of that, so. But. So, anyways, back to where I was. So, anyways, so the main character is going to be in Deepness. Now, the major story that originally the story that I had with the character was that he was just supposed to drop in, and the main player was gonna encounter him and be like, wait, who's this? But now with the new story, but now that I have a new story for him, I feel like the new story is more effective than what I was planning for. Also, the Daughter of Nosk, originally that was going to be for Super Hollow Knight, the series that I never began doing. I never began animating. She was going to be the replacement for Mimi. You know, the little weird spider girl. So the thing about the Nosk spawn is that they're kind of not like Nosk at all. So how Nosk worked in the original game was that he went into people's minds, infiltrated their defenses, and copied whoever they cared about. Copy their voice as well. Nosk's spawn cannot do that. She can only go to one, her normal state, or two, her monster state, which is a praying mantis, basically. But the other thing about this is that, well, the point. I was. Let me think about what I was going to say. So the thing about how okay, I'm trying to remember what I want to say, and I'm trying to say it correctly, but I can't. I'm failing right now. So a bit of backstory. This is going to be explained in the animation itself, but like not immediately as soon as the characters are revealed. It'll be like as soon as Nosk is dead, because the player spawns the Soul Knight in Green Path, which it's Soul Knight in Green Path. And by I mean summon them in, I mean like they activate Soul Knight's consciousness in Green Path. They do not the Knight does not actually live in Green Path eventually the Soul Knight will live in Dirtmouth, but for now they live in Green. For now they live in the Deep Nest. A thing about the main spawn is that instead of like, so how this works is that Nosk eventually realized, hey, wait a minute, who's gonna take care of my job when I'm dead? So he decided to, you know, do the deed with a weaver. A weaver is those weird spider things that can use silk as a weapon, basically. And basically, and then, see if I can remember what I wanted to say. So the Weaver, of course, falls for Nosk's trap and is used to create the Nosk spawn. And I'm saying Nosk spawn for now because I cannot remember the original name. But she was used to create the Nosk spawn.
Do we have any pilots in the area? Hostile forces inbound. Take out the sight. Fire, fire.
When the spawn was born, they realized, oh wait a second, you are not the person that I actually knew, and Nosk promptly kills her, and he and the spawn eats the mother, because of course they do, because they're supposed to do that. And so how the knight is going to get introduced to all these places, Barumba, I can't. The name is very difficult for me to remember and pronounce, but like Barumba, whatever the heck I named him. Barumba will send him on missions to get quote-unquote food. So basically, they're saying, hey, we need you to go to this specific location and get this person killed to get us food. Basically, he's like a hitman for them. And eventually, I'm going to introduce the Shade. Not the player Shade, the Soul Knight Shade. I guess in one of the missions he will fail, technically, and die. And then respawn back in the, in his home, I guess. In their home, I guess. And Barome's gonna be like, wait, how are you still here? How did you get back here so quick? And he's like, I don't know, I died. What? And the knight will go back, realize that the Shade's there, and be like, hey, who are you? And then he will be... And then the thing is that eventually, frick, I'm having to do a lot of ums in this video, aren't I? But eventually the Shade and Soul Knight will work together. Of course, they're gonna be like, okay, so I know probably a lot of you haven't, but have you seen the movie Venom? Their relationship is like that. One is a person who wants to get the job done, and the other one's a more happy-go-lucky kind of person. No, the Shade is not a person who's like, okay, let's kill everything. No, he's the more strategic one, and the one who's likely coming up with a plan that the Soul Knight uses. Instead of, like, you know, the Knight actually coming with them on his own, because, you know, reasons. And because the Knight is used to kinda, because I'm used to having cool moments where two characters fuse together, the Knight and the Shade will eventually fuse and turn into the Shaded Soul, which I think is more creative than the ones I've been coming up with recently. Because the names that I've been coming up recently either don't exist or they just haven't been original, like Robot or something else. So a thing about the little. So my name. So my random words together that I thought fit the character. So like Orichi or Karuo. So basically like Japanese names, sort of, but like they're not actually Japanese. Unless they are, then I'm sorry. Because I do not know my Japanese, so I cannot say, hey, this name is Japanese. I cannot state that because I do not know Japanese. In respect to where I was. So, major things in story are so like cool stories, cool, right? So yeah, eventually we'll get these moments and like. Okay, I don't know where I was going with that, so let's just ignore that. Let's just continue on talking about other things. This is more of an update video than a 50 sub special, but you know, sure, whatever. Now, I am gonna move the song that I was planning on doing to the 100 sub special, so yeah. So, the thing I've been noticing before making this video was that not a lot of people are watching my content anymore, which is kind of confusing since I literally just came back up. I'm assuming that you guys are hitting that notification bell, which, no, I will not begin doing the, hey, this statistic of you people or haven't subscribed or whatever. I'm not doing that because I'm a selfless YouTuber and do not like doing that. And I'm not gonna fish for likes where I'm like, hey, do you guys bet I can do this? And then hit the like button. I've noticed like multiple YouTubers who are like kind of doing that, and I'm like, why do they resort to these tactics? Cause like, I don't like them those kind of tactics where like you just stay like, hey, this thing is happening. Do you think I'll be able to do it? Hit the like button. I don't like that. I don't like doing that. So I'm not doing it. Unfortunately, I will have to ask for you to subscribe and hit the bell icon in order to be notified whenever I upload, because my upload schedule is completely off whack. So the thing is, I take breaks from uploading. I do not take breaks from recording, I take breaks from uploading. For some reason. Even though I should be uploading all at once, I just decide, okay, I'm going to wait a few seconds. I'm going to, like, wait a few days and then upload again, because I do not see any real point in uploading, like, 30 different videos in one day, so I spend, like, a single day. Okay, then I go way too out of hand with the waiting moment, and I sporadically upload to make up for not uploading again. So I do not stop recording, even though I don't think I've really recorded anything really important for the last few days. But like, I have recorded many things that are just waiting to get thrown to you guys. So I do not stop recording. I do not stop storytelling. I do not stop with my fun my fun streak. I do not stop recording. In fact, I love recording, so I'm almost always constantly recording something. If I'm not recording something, then I am most likely watching YouTube myself. And because you know, what kind of person would I be if I didn't watch YouTube myself? And like, the thing is, I do not care really much about what kind of content I'm watching, just so long as it's funny or it's some sort of cool animation thing. So yeah. Now because I originally made a video stating how a bunch of things that were happening on my channel, but since I cannot do that, I will do them through this 50 sub special. So I'm going to be animating now. with Flip-A-Clip. Now, I'm not the best at animating, nor am I the best at drawing, so yeah, do not expect a $1,000 million performance. And because I am clearly not the best at acting, and most of it is improv, since I do not own scripts for this stuff, I cannot do this. But eventually, so there is, so basically it's like the Q&A things in like Twitter or something, where a person states, hey, do this thing, and then the characters kind of do it. So that's basically telling me what to do, and that is how the characters would go. There's also Q&As, of course, questions and answers. In fact, I still have an old Q&A video still up, but I don't think anyone's really going to comment on it because, you know, it's not interesting. So this is your chance now, people. Q&A is here. It's ready for action. So go ahead, comment on this video, Q&A, tell me what to do. And I will also react to any kind of video you send me, so long as it doesn't swear. Now, the thing is, I like fresh reactions instead of like reactions where like, oh, I know this thing exists, so I'm not gonna really comment on it. So, yeah, please, tell me if it swears or not, because if it does, then I cannot watch it. Well, I mean, I can watch it, but I just choose not to, because, you know, family friendly. If I do choose to watch it, it is most likely because it is family friendly. I'm a PG channel, not a channel where swearing is recommended. So do not send me videos that would get me the monetization symbol. Do send me like stuff that will get me demonetized just because you want a laugh or whatever. Now, granted, I do watch people who swear, but that's mostly because that is not going on my channel, that is their channel. So just because they swear doesn't mean that I am like, okay, I can do this. I do it because most of the time the channels that swear are more funny than the channels who don't. Even though the channels that don't swear can still be funny. It's just that 90% of the time, it is the channels that swear that are more funny. Anyways, Q&A, let me see what else I was talking about. I have not, another thing that's a general algorithm thing. But considering the fact that most of my videos are now more based around the right now current moment, since these ones are going to be more on the past. Originally, it was going to affect my channel, but that was before I began the Minecraft Gummy's Adventure series, the Rise of the Riftwalker series, and by the way, I still have tropes, so if you guys want me to, I can play it some more. But whatever. Whatever you guys feel like. But anyways, eventually there's going to be a huge overarching story, there's going to be like a bunch of stuff in it. And of course, a few things. Of course, I am the fourth wall breaking master. So, a few more things on this channel. Originally, this is more like my family kind of thing. So if you don't want to hear about this, then you can leave. Or whatever. But how originally my little story thing was going to go. I am the son of Sans. I am the son of Sans and Frisk. And yes, this is a friendship apparently. I did not even know that existed, but apparently it does, so yeah. Like, this is before I knew what shipping was, so To be fair, I did not know that that was a ship. This has just always been a thing for me, so do not question my logic. Now, originally, the person I called Dad would be Sans, but considering the fact that nowadays my stepdad is more... my stepdad is more like Sans, basically is what I'm saying. My stepdad is more like Sans, unlike my real dad. So I chose my stepdad to be my Sans and my real dad to be my Virus. Even though my stepdad and my real dad aren't actually brothers. Surprise, surprise. So even though it shouldn't be possible for them to be brothers, they are brothers. I know it's going to be awfully weird whenever I know, I just know there's going to be on that. Now then, back to the Pokeroll D&D thing. Now, I haven't created the trailer for it yet, and when I do, I will probably explain this in more detail. But, so, let me just clear my throat real quick. So, in this Pokeroll thing that I'm doing, your characters are whatever the heck you want them to be. And I'm not joking, like, literally they can be anything that you want. They are completely designed... The thing is, they are designed to be as wacky and creative as possible. As you guys can get as wacky and creative as you want. Their backstory and your species. Now, in the animation, I am going to show this off. Somewhat. The characters are going to be, like, more representative of who they are, what they transform into, but you guys can legitimately just create a quadruped person, a quadruped past self, and then make your present self a biped. Or you can make a flying character and make your past self a biped. Or, yeah. So basically, you guys can do whatever the heck you want with a character, and then choose a Pokemon. Now, I've already, like, notified multiple people, and a few of my parents are starting to create their characters for this. But the thing is, my stepdad will not do it unless my mom does it, and considering the fact that she is not exactly prone to English, she is having some difficulties with it, so I'm helping her. But considering the fact that I do not know, also, yes, I am relying on you guys to know how the heck to do a Pokeroll thing. My recommendation, watch a Pokeroll stream. The Loading 2 is the one I recommend, because it does not swear, and it is genuinely fun with their animations. Little animations that they do. Or technically animations, they're not really animations. In between, like, certain events, so... Yeah. I think this video is about to end, so... Yeah. So... my whole, like, ideas behind the story is a problem going around the Pokemon region, and you guys were summoned by a mystical character in order to stop it. But to be honest, I have not thought of who that mystical character is yet. I've not thought of who that mystical character really is, but like, after you guys get to your first town, which is going to be nearby the cave that you guys spawn in. The cave that you guys spawn in on will have nothing really special in it, but hopefully it'll go straight after you leave the cave, or maybe left, I don't know. I don't know exactly the cave orientation, but like, hopefully you go to the Chimecho Guild, which I am not going to explain any further. And yes, Chimecho is a guild master, surprise, surprise. despite the fact that we have a Wigglytuff as a guild leader. So maybe it's not such a surprise for us. But anyways, so how in the world is so how in the world do I expect you guys to really play? Well, I do not expect you guys to play in a sort of mean way or a bad way. I just expect you guys to play, you know? Like, have fun with it, roleplay, do whatever the heck you want. There's no real time limit. And do not worry about me making your characters suffer. I am not that rude. I'm not one of those DMs who make characters suffer just because I can make them. I'm the kind of DM that is like, okay, if the character does something stupid, then I am going to ask a question that is sure to make them panic. So yeah, I've already discussed with team the major plot points, but I've kind of discussed with team the major plot information, but I know he won't spoil a thing for you guys, so good luck trying to figure out with his lips zipped. The people on the map. Oh no. No enemies are spawning anymore. And especially, anyways, yeah. So how the story's intended to go is that the guild is like, hey, these people are missing. They were last seen going this way, and the players would go that way, and they would fight one of the major bosses. By the way, are very tough if the players do not know what they are doing. So I'd recommend, before you guys begin going after the bosses, that you guys please train at least a bit, or at least enough to where after the opponents, so that way you do not get curb stomped by the opponents, because each one is unique in their own way. The big guy, the bad evil guy is, I ain't gonna explain who the bad guy is, but like he's the Lord of Darkness and Nightmares is what I'll say. Which also stands by for one of the NPCs you can recruit. Now, no, this is not going to be an expectation subversion where suddenly, oh no, the guy you recruited was the bad guy all along. Oh no, they'll actually help you, because like I will actually quote the word that they'll say to the players whenever if they ask, why are you helping us? That's because they literally say that they're the Lord of Darkness, and if the players ask, why are you helping us? The dude will just state, there's only room for one bad guy, and that's me. That's legit what they'll say, probably. I ain't gonna reveal their voice yet, because the voice is not important right now, but like, yeah. There's gonna be multiple characters that the players can recruit, and just because the recruitment, each person will be recruited differently. One is actually a helper for players. Like they train the players in a specific meter, which I call duel. How duel works is not your gunslinging skill, but it's a skill that is created, or should I say, gains points by not level up, by not giving XP to me, but by sure training, and also by certain events. Now, there is a special skill in this D&D game. It is called True Formation, but for the NPCs, it will be called Wild Form or whatever. I forgot what I called it, but like, True Formation is the name of when the players use it. Basically, it summons their past selves if they know who they truly are. So, players can choose to... So how this works is that if the players know exactly who they are, right down to how they look, basically, either you get probably a logic stat of like 3, maybe. Yeah, a logic stat of 3, just enough to know how certain stuff works and how the player originally looked. They can summon their other self from the past and then do a wombo combo. And how it works is...
Reinforcements on your 6.
Shut up, grunts. How it works is that basically whenever the person is basically you control 2 characters, and those 2 characters just do whatever the heck you want them to. They work together. I would say that the past selves have different moves than the present selves, but like past selves have punch, kick, all the moves that you would expect them to have, and not just like random, oh haha, how this thing works kind of thing. But anyways, I feel like the recording's about to die, so I'll see you all in the next video, everybody. Actually, I'll make a part 2, so whatever. So anyways, how it works is that basically after the person knows who they are, they have a dual stat, and the dual stat will always be 1 no matter the circumstances. So the dual stat, basically, it means that your character can do more with their past self and their present self together. They can do more together, and they're more in sync, basically. So how the dual stat works, or how it works without you even raising it very much. How the things go when you're level 1. Level 1. You know, you have some understanding of your abilities in this form. Unfortunately, either form cannot be sustained for very long, otherwise you get desynced, as I like to call it, where your past self does whatever the heck he wants, and the present self does whatever you want. Basically, I am in control of your past self. So do not sustain the form for very long when on level 1. Now, you cannot get this stat by giving me XP, or by just spamming it a bunch of times and attempting to teach yourself. Well, I mean, actually, yeah, that is a way you can get your stat more up, but that's not the point. The thing that works very well is that... Okay, you know what? I'm actually going to check real quick.